I started my recruitment consultancy because it allowed me to have full flexibility, managing my time, working from home, and very, very convenient.
I started a recruitment agency because I'm a management and careers professional, and I've spent 30 years working with adults and young people, progressing them ultimately into education, employment and training.
So why RSU? We'd looked at, once we decided to go into recruitment, we decided to do some due diligence and have a look around a number of organisations. And we'd been to the ones through the internet, etc. And then my partner Rachel actually found them at a startup show. And having met Joe and gone through what his proposal was and his proposition, it kind of ticked all the boxes. So, and I think the key reason we chose them was because of Joe. It wasn't just a company, there was a face and a person to the name, and was very, very amenable. So I think Joe, outside of just the boxes, felt right for us as well.
I've been on the first meeting, and I heard the speech of Joe Davis. But before Joe Davis finished his speech, I already had in my mind whether I wanted to proceed with the business or not. I said, well, this is not only opportunity, it's something good for me I can do, because it was a big problem with my job, and I said, well, it's the time.
RSU services, well, they've helped us from the beginning to the end with setting up the company, to helping us design our website. They've been supportive in terms of what it is we need to be doing on a daily basis, so ringing up potential clients, even the information that we need to send over to potential clients. They've helped us design that as well. They've also given us like lots of material that we read on a daily basis, so we know exactly what it is we should be doing, and where we're not doing it, they're there giving us like an extra push, phone calls to make sure we're working as hard as we're supposed to be, and they're just generally there throughout your time as a new business till you become established.
The main challenge I've had in starting up my recruitment business is basically the lack of knowledge, and RSU really helped me overcome those challenges.
Well, initially we set up the company, and we just really are the type of people that just wanted to keep asking lots of questions. So somebody like Joe has been great for us, because at the beginning we were literally on the phone probably every day, and Joe would have a combination of things that he'd help us with. He'd give us information, he'd give us training, he would point us in the right direction for ideas that we might have. Try speaking to this person, have a look at this, here's a script for new business, how do you bring in new clients, because when you're brand new, you sort of get your phone set up, you've got your laptop, where do you go? Nobody knows you're there, so you have to create business, and Joe taught us all of that and really made us feel confident that we could do it as well, which I think is the main thing. So yeah, he really helped us come over the sort of knowledge problems that we were beginning to realise as we went along. And then he also helped us streamline our business in that at first we thought we can recruit anything and for everybody, and he guided us through that so that we became specialists, which is what we are now, IT sales specialists, particularly for the IT channel. So that worked really well for us. So Joe's knowledge really helped us, and that was one of our biggest challenges at the beginning.
After starting working with RSU, I made my first placement within 6 weeks, which has helped me financially to move my recruitment project forward.
I think RSU has helped me make a difference. I'm actually now recruiting staff to actually take the company forward. We're one of Reed's Silver recruiters, and I feel that we are beginning to make a difference, working with businesses, understanding their needs, and more importantly, ensuring candidates can actually move into the right career path for them. Both parties benefit, it's a win-win situation.
Well, I would say that I've benefited financially in the sense that it was an additional income for me. I was still in my full-time employment, so I was doing it part-time. So this was additional income. So that was a benefit for me, and financially, yeah. And I also thought that, opened my eyes to see that there's a viable alternative of getting money, where you can become financially independent.
I would highly recommend RSU services for many reasons. One being that you have Joe's personal support along the way, whether it's 7 o'clock in the night, he picks up the phone. Secondly, he gives you that professional image that you might find hard to obtain on your own. Thirdly, in that you can plan and he's always going to be there, so you're not in business by yourself. You've got someone who has 30 years industry sort of like working with you to achieve your goals.
I would definitely recommend Joe. Joe's not only as a company been there for us, there's always someone on the end of the phone, but Joe himself, I've got his mobile, I ring Joe whenever I need. I ring him in the evenings, in the morning, at the weekend if I even needed to. I could have rang him, not that I try not to obviously, but he would always get back to me, always, even if it was just with an email or a message from one of his team saying, he's in a meeting, he'll call you back later. Always got great support and help from Joe. Never felt that I'd rang and been in the way. Always makes you feel like you're very important and, he's there to help. Always got help at hand. So I think definitely recommend them as a company, and have been really, really strong resource for us. We're very pleased we work with Joe.
Hi, my name's Joe Davis, and I'm the founder and managing director of RSU Services, the UK's #1 recruitment agency startup company. I'd like to extend a cordial welcome and to thank you for taking time out to join me on this special free recruitment agency revolution startup training event, where I will shortly be showing you exactly how recruitment agencies make their vast fortunes, and more importantly, demonstrate how, by starting your very own home-based recruitment agency, you too can have your share of this £31 billion industry. Now, have you ever dreamt of starting your own business? Or for that matter, even an online recruitment agency that provides you with a real good monthly income, where you can work from home and put your family or other personal interests first? Well, if you've ever had that dream but did not have the foggiest idea on how to get started or what tools and skills will be required, well, this free recruitment startup training event will show you exactly how you can set up your very own home-based recruitment agency, allowing you to step off that 9-to-5 treadmill and put your own business first. In the next 3 hours or so, I'll be covering in great details 5 key reasons why the perfect time to start your home-based recruitment agency is right now, and how by doing so will dramatically improve your standard of living by giving you more money than you ever thought possible. As promised, at the end of this training event, I'll be sending through to you the following 5 amazing free bonuses valued at £2,497. Free gift number 1, free CV database. We'll show you how to access millions of up-to-date candidate CVs for you to place into employment and make immediate income from. Free gift number 2, Recruitment Marketing Secrets Unlocked. In this publication, you'll find tips for improving your recruitment agency's visibility and exposure, leading to a highly profitable business. Free gift number 3, Accountancy Software Package. Easy to use, full training program included. This software is designed to help you to easily manage your finances. Free gift number 4, Draft Business Plan. Your recruitment business plan will help you to know exactly what steps you need to take in order to get your business generating a healthy income in the shortest time possible. It will also serve as a tool for helping you to quickly raise funds for your new venture. Free gift number 5, free manual how to successfully apply for startup grants. If you want to know the secrets of how to find grant funding to help your recruitment agency get off the ground, then you'll simply need to come along to this event and request your copy of this free manual to find out how you can help yourself to billions of grant funding. As an aside, 99% of people miss out on securing a grant funding due to a very simple oversight, which is covered in this manual. Yes, all these 5 incredible bonuses are yours, completely free at the end of this event. My goal in offering this business opportunity is to start a form of recruitment agency revolution by giving ordinary people from all backgrounds, educations and walks of life, yes, you, the chance to run your very own home-based recruitment agency and have your share of this very lucrative industry, which for far too long has been the preserve of the rich and privileged. To start with, I'm going to reveal to you for the first time ever the closely guarded secrets of how recruitment agencies make their vast fortunes, and more importantly, how you can be a part of a recruitment agency revolution that will allow you to quickly and easily learn the skills required to have a slice of this multi-billion-pound industry. The second key point, why the explosive growth of the internet and the easy accessibility of new e-recruitment tools such as job boards, social media platforms, CV databases and the like makes this a perfect business opportunity and equally an ideal time for you to set up a home-based recruitment agency that can quite literally run on a shoestring budget. Thirdly, the current economic climate has made every company, both large and small, think long and hard of ways in which they can reduce their costs, and top of their agenda is finding and utilising a more cost-effective recruitment service, as opposed to paying the exorbitant costly fees charged by traditional high street recruitment agencies. The operating costs of these high street agencies running what is effectively a retail shop business are extremely expensive and crippling. They have to worry about high rents, high service charges, high business rates, high head office costs, high utility bills, high maintenance charges, high insurance costs, high security costs, high staff wages. The list is endless. And therefore, it is now impossible for them to reduce the fees they charge to employers. With this in mind, the internet has created an unprecedented window of opportunity where you can set up an online home-based recruitment agency with minimal running costs, which will enable you to provide a far more cost-effective service to employers by undercutting high street recruitment agencies, which results in huge savings to these organisations and, more importantly, a flood of business coming your way. This really is a game changer that is truly revolutionising the recruitment industry, and you're in the right place at the right time to benefit from these changes. And I'm going to prove just how easy it is to get you up and running within a few short weeks. Better than that, in this training event, I'm going to pull back the curtains and reveal to you the wonders of exactly how recruitment agencies make their money and what you need to do to have your share of this very lucrative pie. Fourth, I will share with you how to successfully set up your very own home-based recruitment agency from scratch, plus provide you with a comprehensive business plan and information on how you can get all the products and services needed so that you too can be your own boss. This is effectively your golden ticket to gaining real financial freedom. Let me just repeat that fourth point again. Yes, you heard correctly. You need to stay tuned, as in this training event you will see demonstrated firsthand how recruitment agencies make their money and, more importantly, how you can have your share of this £31 billion industry. So in a nutshell, I'm going to provide you full information on how to find jobs and source candidates for these positions and of course get paid a handsome fee of between £4,000 to £6,000 for every successful introduction. And with this business model, you'll be able to make 2 to 3 placements per month, on average £10,000 to £15,000, month in, month out. Now how about if we set this up for you? Yes, instead of you doing this on your own, just let me and my team do the work for you in setting up your recruitment agency that will allow you to immediately start making money. How does that sound to you? Well, during this presentation, there will be an opportunity for a limited number who are looking to immediately get started to join our done-for-you recruitment startup program, where me and my team will help you get up and running and making money in no time at all. Now, for obvious reasons, I can only work with just a few new startups at any one time, as this training program is highly interactive and it involves one-to-one coaching and support from me. And that is why this opportunity for you to have your own recruitment agency will be open for today only and will close at the conclusion of this event. I appreciate as there are only a limited number of places available, the chances of joining our done-for-you recruitment startup program is pretty slim, especially in view of the number of people attending this event. However, it will be on a first-come, first-served basis. Shortly, I'll fully demonstrate to you, firstly, exactly how recruitment agencies operate and make their money, and secondly, a more effective and powerful system that you can quickly and easily implement so that you too can be earning on average £10,000 to £15,000 per month in no time at all. This is the same training that I have shared with hundreds of our new recruitment startups. Some are now earning 6- and 7-figure annual incomes from their business. And later on, you'll get a chance to hear from a number of our existing recruitment agencies relating how they are financially benefiting from joining this unique business opportunity. And here's the best part. You too can set up your own recruitment agency today. Absolutely no previous experience of the recruitment industry or running a business is required, as I'm going to take those who are in a position to get on board today by the hand and walk through step by step exactly how this is done, and on top of that provide all the tools needed to immediately get started. I'll also be revealing to you a wealth of information that I guarantee you, is not found anywhere in any books or on the internet. This is in fact the closely guarded secrets of how recruitment agencies are able to get away with charging clients a third of a candidate's annual salary as a fee. On average, they charge between £8,000 and £10,000 per successful placement. So you don't want to miss 1 minute of this training event. So make sure you have a pen and paper on hand to take notes. As the saying goes, the bluntest pencil is better than the sharpest mind. Grab water, take a bathroom break right now. Again, you don't want to miss 1 single minute of this one-off free comprehensive training event. Know that as we go through this presentation, you will have a number of questions. If I can ask you to type your questions in the chat box on this page, and as we go along, my team will collate them for me to go through at the end of this event. More times than not, you'll find your questions answered as the presentation progresses. Failing that, I will personally contact you with an answer to your specific questions. Just leave your number or email address for me to do so. Finally, do not exit this event. There are a number of limited places available and, as is always the case, on the very rare occasions when we run these events, we are always at max capacity, with some people waiting to join, and if you sign out, you'll simply lose your place to someone else and will not be able to get back in. We run similar live training events from my prestigious business centre here in Croydon, Surrey. I know that many who are listening in would have previously attended one of these workshop presentations and met me and my team. Nice to welcome you back. Hopefully you'll be in a position to get started today. However, our aim is to open up this business opportunity to a wider audience, not just here in the UK, but worldwide, so that as many people as possible can join this remarkable recruitment agency revolution. Therefore, it is important that if you're in a position to join the program today, then you do so to avoid missing out. If you're watching this free training event, then it means that you have all the tools required to make money with this business, no matter which country you are viewing this presentation from. Now, the vast majority of people are based here in the UK. However, we have people registering for this training event from the far-flung corners of the world. Can you just type in the chat box on this page your name and where you are listening in from? Even if you're here in the UK, just add the town or city. Okay, great. So this will give my team the chance to check that everything is working okay and that I'm coming across loud and clear. Okay, good. It always amazes me with these events how people will stay up to watch it in the wee hours of the morning. Well, again, I would like to extend a cordial welcome and thanks for joining us. Now, I must confess that both my team and I are on tenterhooks at the moment. We are just a little worried whether or not the whole system can cope with the sheer number of people that we have signing into this event. But I suppose it's a good problem to have. Okay, let's press on. Before I tell you more about how you can financially benefit from being part of the recruitment agency revolution, I have to warn you. Because our recruitment startup program is going to be highly interactive, this is a coaching program with direct training and support from me and my team. So today will be your only chance to get started with my personal support. When we run events such as this, we send out invitations to thousands of people who are on our database. Many were not able to get started last year, but have reserved their place to get started on this program today. So the likelihood is when the registration page opens up in a moment or two, you will possibly not be able to join the program. If that is the case, however, you'll still be able to get started and work independently. However, I must confess that unless you have a background in recruitment, it will be quite a challenge to do so. Therefore, if you are new to recruitment and want me and my team to do the heavy lifting for you, so to speak, then you will need to act quickly. To date, my company has helped hundreds of ordinary people from all walks of life gain the skills required to start earning a substantial income without having any previous experience of the recruitment industry or even starting or running a business. Yes, right now, there are hundreds of very smart folks who are quietly raking in serious money from the comfort of their home with their recruitment agency. Many are now doubling, trebling, even quadrupling their previous full-time income with part-time effort. And I will shortly be demonstrating how you can easily have that same level of success too. So don't go anywhere. In fact, later in the presentation, you'll be hearing personal testimonials from 12 of our startups highlighting how they are benefiting from setting up and running their own recruitment agency. I can stand up here and tell you that this is a tremendous business opportunity. Why, now's the perfect time to start, how much money you will make and how great our support is. But when you hear testimonials from people just like you who are raking in 6- and 7-figure annual incomes that we have set up from scratch without any previous recruitment or business experience whatsoever, it carries far more weight as proof that this business model works and it can work for you too. But let's now consider the reasons why people like our clients here have chosen to start their own recruitment agency. Now, people are interested in starting their own recruitment agency for many different personal reasons. However, in the overwhelming majority of cases, they, and quite possibly you, have one or more of the following 10 reasons in common for wanting to do so. You are tired of working relentlessly, only to line your employer's pocket without any real appreciation for your efforts. No matter what you do, you just can't seem to earn enough money to make ends meet. You are one of the tens of thousands of people who are now on zero contract hours with no guarantee of regular work, just at the beck and call of your line manager, and worse still, at very short notice or no notice at all. The only way you can make extra money is to do more overtime as and when you can get it, which is then taxed to the hilt. Worse still, over the last few years your boss has, because of the recession, taken liberties asking you to work longer hours, additional shifts with no extra pay. You haven't had a pay rise for a number of years. And because of the increase in the cost of living, you have very little disposable income. You have no retirement, pension or savings, and you're having a hard time paying the bills. Your family life is suffering because you are unhappy with your financial status, and you are now taking medication just to help you to get through the day. You have come to realize that there is no such thing as job security anymore, and that the only person who can do anything about your financial future and independence is, yes, you. And finally, you hate feeling like your strings are being pulled by other people or circumstances beyond your control. And there is an urgent need to take control, take action right now, once and for all time. Do any of these set of circumstances match how you feel or where you are at this point in time? I'd like to ask you a personal question here. Do you believe that the problems you are faced with now are your own fault of your own making? If you just add yes or no in the chat box on this page. For those who have said yes, the truth of the matter is it's really not your fault. You see, there's an outdated system of so-called success most people have been taught from the youth up, and I include myself here. That is to go to school, get good grades, land a great job, work really hard and then retire on a good pension. If only. But here's a newsflash. It's over. Companies are doing more with fewer people We've got layoffs worldwide. The economy still isn't as great as it could be. And even if it were, we're not going back to the way things used to be. And wanting to change your status quo is not always just about the money. For many, having the convenience of being at home with the family is tremendously comforting. For parents, it can be especially good to know that you are very near to your children and available should you be needed at any time for any reason. When you work outside the home, you invariably end up spending a fortune on childcare if your kids are too young for school and worrying about what they are up to between the end of the school day and when you get home. This also applies in the case of elderly care. As our population gets older, the cost of caring for the elderly is expected to rise. Yet still a large number of families are choosing to care for their elderly relatives at home. To care for those who once cared for you is one of the highest honours, but life makes it increasingly difficult to do so. If you have been looking for a lasting solution to any of these problems, you can stop chasing shiny objects, the so-called get-rich-quick schemes that frankly will not bring you any lasting financial security. Starting your own home-based recruitment agency will provide you with a sustained regular income that grows month in, month out, year in, year out. Later I'm going to share with you exactly how this is done, and I guarantee you once you have seen the potential of what we have on offer here, you'll be thinking to yourself, I can do this, I can do this. If this is where you are at now, then let me help you to break free. You can start this business on a part-time basis and boost your bank balance in a few short weeks. I'm talking in terms of, on average, £4,000 to £6,000 by just placing one person into employment. Let's now consider reasons why you should start your own recruitment agency today. Over the last decade or so, the recruitment industry has been one of the fastest growing businesses in the UK, doubling every 5 years or so, and it is still one of the only few industries that provides a huge return on investment, can be run on a shoestring budget, has very few official regulations, and can equally yield tremendous financial results in a short period of time. In many respects, running a home-based recruitment agency has one of the most lowest barrier of entry to the highest level of income. In addition to this, the opportunities within the recruitment industry are unlimited. For example, you will never run out of an inventory of candidates looking for jobs or even wanting to move to a better job. You can select any niche market or area of specialisation, giving you the flexibility to work within an industry that you have knowledge of, or to choose a specific market that you have a personal interest or desire to work in. You'll never run out of prospects to develop into clients. A recent report by the Recruitment Employment Confederation, the REC, stated, "The jobs market continues to go from strength to strength, with a further increase in the number of people finding new jobs." There were more opportunities for job seekers in over 90% of the UK's employment sectors, the highest it's ever been in decades. The service that you provide is greatly needed, as when a client advertises a vacancy, they are inundated with candidates. That takes an age to sift through, and it is extremely labour intensive and not very cost effective at that. This is an extremely rewarding business. Where else can you change people's lives for the better on a regular basis? If you are unemployed or have ever been unemployed, it's a very dark and lonely place to be. So when you help someone to find a job, you bring a ray of sunshine into their lives, which is extremely satisfying. And finally, when you have your own recruitment agency, you have lifelong income and job security, and never have to worry about working for a company that is in the process of cutting back, downsizing, laying off, restructuring, re-engineering, streamlining, rebalancing, and a new buzzword, right-sizing, whatever that means. Once upon a time, layoffs were the oddity. Today, sadly, they are the norm, but not if you have your own business. The staffing and recruitment business is here to stay. In fact, it has been around since Julius Caesar. He used to promise a reward of 300 sesterces to any soldier who brought another man to join the Roman army. Interestingly, the amount represented a third of a soldier's annual salary, on par with the fees charged by recruitment agencies today of 30% of the candidate's annual salary. But more on that later. Now, just before we fully launch into the free training, I would just like to give a brief overview of my background and why you can have complete confidence in this business model. However, I won't bore you to death, as a lot of this information is found on our website, and I know the vast majority watching this event today would have seen me present either at the Business Startup Show in London, on the radio, or at one of our workshop presentations in my offices here in Croydon, Surrey. And I'm just keen to get into the meat of this training program on how to make money. Well, I've worked in the recruitment industry for over 30 years. And during my time in recruitment, I've worked at director and senior management level for companies such as Reed Employment, Blue Arrow and Crown Personnel, to name a few. In fact, this is me almost 20 years ago working for a well-known UK recruitment agency called Reed Employment, hosting a charity event to help raise funds for one of the agency's clients, the National Children's Home in North London, with the late British actor Bill Owen from the BBC sitcom Last of the Summer Wine. Some may recognise him. I know what you're thinking. You're looking at my picture and saying to yourself, "My, isn't time cruel?" Okay, moving swiftly on. Here at a recruitment training college, Reed Manor in Oxfordshire, receiving a BMW car for being one of the first business managers to achieve £300,000 in net sales back in 1996. That was before I woke up and smelled the coffee and thought to myself, goodness me, what am I doing? You see, when you're working for someone else, you are essentially building their business, their assets. I brought in £300,000 of net sales for this organisation. I was given a BMW as a company car. Now, don't get me wrong, the car was a nice gesture. But with the money I brought into this company, I could have purchased a fleet of cars. And worse still, for me to keep the car, I had to bring in £300,000 of net income every year. Otherwise, I would lose the car. I'd have to drive all the way up to Oxford, drop the keys in a letterbox and walk 10 miles back to the nearest station. Thankfully, I never had to do this. To add insult to injury, I ended up paying a lot more tax, while the company obviously kept the lion's share of this £300,000. And more than that, what I was essentially doing was adding to this company's business assets that ran into hundreds of millions of pounds. The vast majority of jobs these days require you to trade your time for a salary. So in exchange for working a set number of hours each month, you are receiving a set number of shekels as a salary. However, I've learned one very valuable thing over the years. You can always get more money, but you can never get back your time. To me, time is the most valuable commodity that there is out there. If you're working in a place where you're forced to trade your time for dime, so to speak, you're never going to be financially secure. We only have 24 hours in a day, and after some point you can't put any more hours in, limiting how much you can potentially earn. That's why you need to be in business for yourself, working smarter, not harder, so that you can use your precious time doing the things you want to do, and not spending half your life paying for others to have the freedom you crave. I've written a number of books relating to various aspects of the recruitment industry, such as Start a Career in Recruitment within a few short weeks, How to Find Your Perfect Job in 30 Days or Less, and How to Start Your Own Home-Based Recruitment Agency, plus articles and reports for the industry. I've previously been a panel expert for the Start Your Business magazine, where I provide answers to questions and give advice to budding entrepreneurs regarding issues on recruitment and starting a business. Over the past 5 years, I've been a keynote speaker at the Business Startup Show, where I've presented to over 500 people the benefits of starting a home-based recruitment agency. I'm a fellow member of the Recruitment and Employment Confederation, the highest membership for the organisation which effectively acts as the governing body for the recruitment industry here in the UK. This allows me to keep you informed of developments in legislation and case law that affects the recruitment business, ensuring that you're always completely up to date and fully compliant. Over my years in recruitment, I've secured a number of multi-million-pound and prestigious contracts. Just a few of the most well-known companies are highlighted here. Last but not least, as previously stated, with this experience and expertise, to date, my company has helped hundreds of ordinary people, from all walks of life without any recruitment background or business experience whatsoever learn how to gain real financial freedom. We have helped healthcare workers who are underappreciated, overworked and underpaid, tired working long shifts with no real financial rewards, to get started with their own recruitment agency. Teachers have started their own recruitment business, again because of excessive workload, stress, out and completely exhausted. Almost half of new teachers leave the profession in their first year. I could go on and on, but I'm sure you get my drift. In fact, altogether we have helped people from over 43 different professions start their own recruitment agency. And with our support, a number of these new startups are quietly raking in 6- and 7-figure annual incomes from their business, literally starting from scratch. And shortly I'm going to show you how you can have that same level of success too. The next key subject we're going to cover is why now is the perfect time for you to start a recruitment agency. 20 years ago was an entirely different world for a recruiter. The high street recruitment agencies had the industry pretty much sewn up. The cost of setting up a recruitment agency was extremely expensive, which prevented hordes of competition in the space. And as a result, recruiters could retain and form lasting relationships with clients, a great deal easier than it is today. This was despite high recruitment fees and on occasion lackluster performance on the part of the recruitment agency, both towards the candidates and surprisingly the clients. Having a prime high street location that attracted candidates drawn from adverts in their window display or on an A-board outside their offices enabled agencies to develop an extensive database of candidates, which was the best way to generate vast sums of income from employers. Now don't lose sight of this point here. It's the secret sauce, so to speak. The recruitment agency that had the most candidates on their database to select from generated millions of pounds of revenue every single year for decades. And what I will be showing you is a shortcut to having thousands of candidates that will allow you to compete and win business from these high street recruitment agencies. Making money was relatively easy. You see, the majority of clients didn't expect dozens of applicants for each open job from the agency. Sometimes just 2 or 3 candidates' CVs would suffice. Job seekers would come to the recruiter's office to see the vacancies advertised in the window display and then register. Fax machines were the preferred method of CV submission. Still, snail mail also provided a great outlet. Less job seekers meant applicants and recruiters enjoyed a more personalised relationship with one another, with the recruitment agencies by and large calling all the shots. Over the next 2 decades, the internet would have a profound effect on the recruitment industry and would present untold opportunities for savvy business entrepreneurs. Let me illustrate why this is the case. During the past few years, we have seen quite a few large high street retailers go to the wall. This is a recent newspaper headline highlighting the decline of UK high street businesses, with 16 stores closing daily. As we know, this primarily has been due to the widespread use of the internet. That has not only made it possible for people to buy products and services online at a reduced fee, but as a spin-off has also given ordinary people a unique opportunity to set up a business from home, providing a service to companies at a fraction of the price of costly bricks and mortar businesses. As alluded to earlier, high street recruitment agencies are certainly not immune to the challenges of the internet. The majority of high street agencies are acutely aware that the whole industry has shifted online, and having 100 to 150k per year prime piece of real estate that served a bygone era, when people used to come in off the street to register for jobs, is now like having a millstone tied around their necks. And unfortunately, although it is crippling their business, they are locked into very lengthy leases, some 15, 20, 25 years or more, making it impossible for them to quickly downsize and reinvent themselves and to move with the times. It's interesting to note that a recent analysis of high street openings and closures in the UK showed that the recruitment agencies had one of the highest closure rates in Britain's town centres for retailers with multiple branches. These closures are a sign of the decreasing importance of operating from a high street location, with the increased use of social media and changing client and candidates' needs being key reasons for the decline. The operating costs of high street recruitment agencies running what is effectively a retail shop business are extremely expensive. As previously stated, they have high rents, high service charges, high rates, high head office costs, high maintenance and security costs, high staff wages. The list is endless. And therefore it's nigh impossible for them to reduce the fees they charge to employers. You may or may not be aware that a number of recruitment agencies are still charging employers a whopping 30% of a candidate's annual salary as a finder's fee. Yes, almost a third of a candidate's annual salary. On average, here in the UK, £8,000 to £10,000 for each candidate they place into a job. And believe it or not, a retained search assignment can be charged up to 40% in extreme cases, when it's a senior position or if the role is difficult to fill. The fee charged can equate to a price of a new car. Now, the economic climate has made every company, both large and small, think long and hard of ways in which they can reduce their overheads. And top of their agenda is finding and utilising a more cost-effective recruitment service, as opposed to paying the exorbitant costly fees charged by traditional high street recruitment agencies. This, coupled with the explosive growth of the internet and the easy accessibility of new e-recruitment tools such as job boards, social media platforms, CV database, and the aid of applicant tracking systems, to name a few, has created a golden opportunity where you can quickly and easily learn what is required to set up a home-based recruitment agency and take business away from high street recruitment agencies. And I'm going to prove how easy it is to make money as a recruiter. Better than that, I'm going to give you all the tools you need to get started. As highlighted earlier, established high street recruitment agencies are making their millions by having a database of candidates that they have built up over several years. Now, with the advent of the internet, you can easily gain access to millions of top quality CVs from candidate CV databases, social media sites, so that you can quickly and easily build your own enviable database of candidates within a few short weeks and not years, to place into client vacancies that you can again obtain for free, and then instead of charging 30%, you charge between 10 and 15%, greatly undercutting high street agencies. Are you getting all this? Can you see the benefit of what we are presenting to you here? Okay, so let's just have a quick recap here of the value of what we are presenting. Our unique recruitment startup business model, based on my 30 years of recruitment experience, coupled with the knowledge gained from helping hundreds of new startups, has been specifically designed for you to simply forward CVs to companies looking to fill a vacancy. But instead of charging 30%, you'll be offering a more realistic fee structure of 10 to 15%, undercutting high street agencies, winning and gaining repeat business at £4,000 to £6,000 per placement. But let's just put this even more succinctly. The vacancies we show you how to get is sourced from companies completely free of charge. The candidates that you get for these positions are found on social media sites and free CV databases, again all completely free of charge. We then show you how to match these free candidates to client vacancies, and you charge a fee of 10 to 15%, on average £4,000 to £6,000 per introduction. Can you see why starting your own recruitment agency today is really a no-brainer? There is no other business model out there, on or off the internet, that allows you to effectively get free products in the way of candidates through social media, to give to customers, that is to clients, for a tidy sum of money. This business model is truly incredible. Operating a home-based recruitment agency that generates high profit margins, even after reducing your fees to clients, coupled with virtually no overheads and minimal running costs, allows your recruitment business to undercut and take business from even well-established recruitment agencies, who because of their high overheads are powerless to compete. We'll cover more on exactly how this is done shortly. One thing that I can assure you, that there has never been a better time to start your own home-based recruitment agency, because you are ahead of the curve, where you can quite simply be the iTunes of the recruitment industry. Rest assured that this business model works, and there is absolutely no reason why it cannot work for you too. Today I've helped hundreds of people from a variety of backgrounds to get started with our step-by-step recruitment startup program, and they are making serious money from home. And today you have the same opportunity to join them. Now we move on to the most exciting part of this presentation, how to make money with your recruitment business. First, we're going to look at finding vacancies. It's incredible to think that as much as 85% of vacancies make up the hidden job market. The truth of the matter is, it costs time and money to advertise a vacancy, which can be very expensive for companies. And because an employer cannot guarantee that they will fill these vacancies, many will choose not to do so. So they place their jobs on their website. But unless the company is a household name, more times than not these vacancies will just stay languishing on a company's website. Now, although these vacancies do not get advertised externally, it is very easy for you to locate them. Let us go through ways in which you can access jobs that are part of the hidden job market. Outlined here are 5 of the dozens of ways in which we show you how this can be done in our training program. Firstly, you can utilize social media sites such as Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn to network your way to finding the contact details of hiring managers in your industry. Then check that individual's company's website for vacancies. You then have vacancies listed in your local or national newspapers. It is a good idea to create a scrapbook to add these vacancies to, and to call the company a week after they have placed their advert to see if the vacancy has been filled or not. If the vacancy has not been filled, then obviously you can offer your services. It's a good idea to offer the client a discount off your terms of business, perhaps even deducting from your fee the cost of the newspaper advert, as long as it's not too expensive. This way the company doesn't feel that they've been doubled whammied, i.e. paying twice. If you type in the names of the top 10 companies in your country's search engine, followed by the word jobs, i.e. here in the UK it's Google, so you would type, for example, Amazon Jobs UK into the search engine, and there you'll find numerous vacancies for this company. Not to be overlooked, you can search the leading job boards. Although the majority have vacancies from recruitment agencies, you'll still find a number of direct vacancies from employers. Do you have a family member or a close friend who runs a business? Then ask them if they have any vacancies outstanding that you can help them to fill. And don't just tap into connections you already have. Figure out who you need to know in your chosen industry to approach, likely the hiring manager, and make that connection, whether by getting them to follow you on Twitter by retweeting their tweets, or growing your LinkedIn network until they become a third-degree connection. Twitter in particular offers opportunity to connect with professionals who might not otherwise give you the time of day. If you go to the local town hall, library, or contact your local councils, you can make inquiries about any new companies relocating to your neck of the woods. If they are relocating from some distance, then a large number of their existing staff won't necessarily be willing to relocate, which will definitely result in vacancies for you to fill. It is best to contact the company before they relocate to your area. Most libraries and council offices have this information on their website, so it's best to make this your first port of call before going along directly to their premises. The next step is to contact the client. Now, there are numerous ways this can be done, and I would now like to demonstrate 2 of them. I'm going to first start by showing you the closely guarded secrets of how recruitment agencies actually make their money. I will then show you a very effective system that I've taught hundreds of my new startups. The vast majority had no experience of the recruitment industry or even running or starting a business of any kind. When directly contacting the client, the main obstacle recruitment consultants are faced with is getting past the employer's secretary, receptionist, or as they're sometimes known in the game, gatekeepers or rejectionists. So they do their level best not to let on to the receptionist that they are a recruitment agency. The response will be, we don't use agencies. We have a preferred list of suppliers in place, PSL, that we stick to. A plethora of excuses why they will not put the agency through to the client. So the agencies do their level best not to let on to the receptionist that they are from the recruitment agency. So when phoning the company, they simply say, "Hi, my name is," and of course give their name. "I'm interested in the vacancy your company has advertised for a project manager. Can you put me through to the contact's name?" Let's just demonstrate this further. Let's say the vacancy is for a project manager and the line manager's name is Sarah Stevens. So they will start the call by saying, "Hi, my name is Joe Davis and I'm interested in the project manager vacancy you have advertised. Can you put me through to Sarah Stevens, please? Thank you." First thing to note is to end the sentence with the words "thank you," because this approach will come across as more of a command than a request. When you say "I'm interested in the vacancy," you usually find the receptionist or PA will put you through at speed. "Wait a minute, Mr. Davis, I'm sure Sarah's around somewhere." Why do you think this is the case? Yes, they think you are the candidate. Now, are you interested in the position, yes or no? Again, if you just type this in the chat box, yes or no, are you interested? Well, if you have typed yes, you would be right. Of course, you are definitely interested in the position. Now, if the receptionist misunderstands your level of interest, is that your problem? So they will invariably put you through because they very rarely have candidates contacting them directly. When you're through to the client, you of course would have to eventually let on that you're a recruitment agency. You can't try and pull the wool over his or her eyes by stating that you are just interested in the job. Otherwise you'll get short, sharp shrift. However, you don't have to immediately reveal that you are phoning from a recruitment agency. So the approach with the client is as follows. "Hi Sarah, my name is Joe Davis and I'm phoning in connection with your project manager vacancy. How convenient is it to talk? I need 2 minutes of your time and no more." At this point, you don't ask, "Is it convenient to talk?" They'll simply say yes or no. So you say, "How convenient is it to talk?" Now they cannot give a monosyllable answer, yes or no, to a how type question. Usually they will say, "What is the call about? What is it concerning?" Now, because he or she hasn't stated that he does not have 2 minutes, gives you a window of opportunity to talk to him about your potential candidate. Then you continue. "The reason for my call is I would like to put forward a candidate for your project manager vacancy. Now, I appreciate that you would want to see candidates that have directly responded to your advert. And I fully understand that you may even have candidates to see. However, quality candidates with these skills are like gold dust, very hard to come by. So what I would like to do is put forward a candidate CV who I believe is perfect for this position. And I can guarantee you that this person is going to be as good as, if not better than, the majority of candidate CVs that you have seen or have lined up to see. Therefore, what I would like to do is to send the CV across to you, and I'll add my contact details, and if you are interested in the candidate, then all you will simply need to do is to call me back, and I'll arrange a time for you to interview this person. As a recruitment agency, we usually charge 30% of the candidate's salary as a fee. However, because it's the first time you'll be using our service, we will only charge you a flat fee of 15% of the candidate's salary. And of course, you only pay this fee if the candidate is as exceptional as I say they are, and you decide to take the person onto your payroll. Now, what has the client got to lose in seeing your candidate's CV? Absolutely nothing. In fact, the client will be thinking, if this candidate is as good as you say they are, then they will indeed be saving thousands of pounds. Just a word of caution here. To start off with, when talking to the client about a potential candidate, you need to say to them that you would like to put forward a candidate and not that you have a candidate to put forward. As in the initial stages, you are just building your database of candidates. If you say you have a candidate, you run the risk of them saying, okay, tell me about your person. And if you haven't got a candidate to hand, then you're in all kinds of trouble. When you say I would like to, it's not the same as saying I have. For example, a person saying that they would like to have a yacht is not the same as a person saying that I have a yacht, if you get the point. Another piece of advice, if you have a, pardon the expression, top drawer candidate or a walk-in placement that has everything the client is looking for and more, then you should aim to charge a fee of 20% and not 15%. You may from time to time come up against a small independent recruitment agency that is working with a client on a sole supplier agreement, i.e. the client only uses that agency and has an agreement in place of say 10%. If that is the case, there is nothing stopping you from reducing your fee even further or charging a flat monetary fee with a view to taking up the mantle of sole supplier. Your next port of call is to find a suitable candidate. Now, there are numerous ways in which you can do this, and I would now like to talk through just a few ways in which this can be best done. There are numerous job boards on the market with an extensive database of millions of candidates offering a CV search facility. It is best to use the services of a CV database within your niche market. With the increased number of CV databases coming onto the market, the cost of using these services are becoming ever more competitively priced, especially when you compare with the money that can be generated from using a job board. Job boards are a great way to gain access to millions of candidate CVs from all sectors. It's quick and easy to search the database to find staff that match your roles. You can of course use free social media platforms to source candidates depending on which industry or country you are in. You can access millions of CVs from these sites. There are LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook, not forgetting search engines such as Google, Bing and Yahoo for candidate leads on the internet. Nowadays, the vast majority of search engines have CV databases of hundreds of thousands of candidates to choose from. And we have a training program specifically designed to show you how to use social media sites to source potential candidates. Facebook. Many people set up their own Facebook pages separate to their profiles that advertise the fact that they are looking for a job. There are also job hunting groups that you can look through that will give you access to a great pool of potential candidates. People tend to join these groups when they are actively looking for a job, so it's best to find ones that are tailored to the role you are hiring from. Look out for the keywords in the group's name, such as recruitment or sales or business management, etc. Twitter. When people are job hunting, they tend to talk or tweet about it. So always search sites like Twitter for people who might be talking about their job hunt. Plus you can follow people who might have jobs to offer. Use Twitter search to look for people who have tweeted relevant job offers in the past and follow them to see if it will happen again. Notice any keywords in common and then search on those too. Also watch how people have reacted to those offers. Search more keywords to find conversations among other industry professionals and follow them too. LinkedIn. LinkedIn works in a similar way to Facebook in that you can track people who are job hunting by browsing groups that have been named or tagged with job hunting keywords. Again, you'll need to target your search by keywords that specify the industry you're currently sourcing candidates in. It's no use looking for groups for graduates if you're wanting a company director. On LinkedIn, some people choose to link to their other profiles too. So if they have other social networks linked up on there, it might be worth taking note. Sometimes, depending on the role, approaching someone via another network may work better. Industry meetups and events. Depending on what industry you're hiring for, there may be a wealth of industry meetups, networking and conferences happening in your town or city. Use the website meetup.com to find them and see if you can attend any yourself. It's a great way to meet people in person, and although not everyone will be looking for new roles or opportunities, they may not frown at the suggestion. It's always worth asking, just in case they are, and simply need a gentle nudge to do so. Nothing ventured, nothing gained. These meetups will be full of industry folk too, so be sure to do your research on who is going and who you might expect to meet. It makes such a huge difference than going with no information or prior knowledge, and you look much more prepared and professional. Student websites and forums. Students are always on the lookout for jobs and so make up a large and very enthusiastic bunch when it comes to candidates. If you're recruiting for a junior role or even mid-level role, keep a graduate or student in mind for it. There are plenty of online forums where students congregate and discuss job openings and job hunting tactics. Get involved in those forums and start building those relationships. Take a look at the university websites too and find out whether they have any job advertising space on their sites, or if they have any internal student job search features. If so, you could ask for a selection of candidates for a role you're currently recruiting for. A tried and tested means of building your database of candidates is by asking every candidate that you speak to within your niche industry if they know of anyone who might be looking for employment and take down their details. It's a process where one contact leads to another, to another, to another, and so on. All along the way, you collect contact details and CVs from potential candidates who may or may not fit the immediate job you are working on, but seem worth keeping on file for future vacancies in your specialty area. Prepare your search. Before you start your search, it is good first to identify the key skills that are required for the job and to plan your search. You want to use your time judiciously, as it can be quite time-consuming sourcing CVs. So much so that most recruitment agencies have resources on board specifically to do this task. You do not want to be picking up a dull axe and begin taking swings. If you just take the time to think, develop some semblance of a search strategy and experiment with various searches, effectively sharpening your axe, you can get relevant results more quickly. You should spend at least 10 to 20 minutes thinking about and preparing your search strategy. When you've successfully sourced a candidate, before you send through the job specification to them, make sure you top and tail the job spec by removing the company's name and the client's contact details. Sadly, some candidates are quite devious and will contact the client directly and cut you out of the equation. Do not overanalyze CVs, as you could quite easily fall into the trap of paralysis by analysis. Firstly, the chances are that the people you are trying to find and recruit are not professional CV writers. Whether they are software engineers, lawyers, physical therapists, project managers or company directors, they are not an expert in CV writing. So you may not have included information relevant to the vacancy you are working on. Coming back to sourcing a suitable CV, candidates may not think to express every last bit of their experience in their CV. And if you're looking specifically for a key skill and it's not there, it is all too easy to assume that the person who wrote the CV doesn't have the requisite experience you are looking for. Don't make assumptions about candidates from their CV. There is no such thing as a CV that is a perfect match. So the best thing to do is to quickly scan through the CV and see if the candidate has the relevant key skills and experience required for the job. And if you think the candidate is a potential good match, then send the job spec through to them to look over and then get back to you if they believe that they are suitable for the position. The problem with most CVs is that sometimes the candidate is a very good fit for the job, but the skills and experience required for the vacancy is not explicitly expressed in the CV. When selecting a suitable candidate's CV to put forward to a client, it's not the case that one size fits all. So you need to ask the potential candidates to completely rewrite their CV and tailor it to the job specification. If they are interested in the position, they will not have a problem in doing this. If they are not that keen or not suitable, then they'll usually have an excuse. So you need to ask the potential candidate to completely rewrite their CV and tailor it to the job specification. If they are interested in the position, they will have no problem at all in doing this. If they are not that keen or not suitable, then they usually have an excuse why they cannot do it, or will simply say, "Can I get back to you?" But they seldom ever do. But that's fine, as the candidate is weeding themselves out and saving you the trouble. In addition to rewriting and tailoring their CV so that it matches the job, they will also need to change the profile of the CV or cover letter. Let us consider the next step of submitting the candidate's CV. So here is a typical CV. But if it is not relevant to the job specification, then the client's not going to give it a second glance. The number one thing the client is looking for in a CV is, can this person do the job? Having just the relevant skills and experience is really a given. They are paying you a fee, not just to get any old candidate, but to get the perfect candidate that matches the job, that can hit the ground running, literally pull up a chair, so to speak, and get on with the job in hand. It is important that you send the candidate's registration form to complete, giving you permission to forward their CV to prospective employers. So you first need to encourage your candidate to change their CV and their profile to fit the job. So firstly, with regards to their profile, why they believe they are suitable for the vacancy. Second, their track record or proven ability. As they say in the game, past performance is indicative of future success. And last but not least, what they can bring to the table, a wow factor that is going to help the company to make money, save money, or operate more effectively and efficiently to make money or save money. Employers looking to recruit are always tuned into the radio station WIIFM. What's in it for me? How will this candidate best serve my needs and meet my specific requirements? Let us consider two examples of what I mean by the expression wow factor. One of our new recruitment startups was looking for a Gemini 360 software operator for one of their clients, whatever that is. So we did a CV database search and came up with 5 potential candidates. The second person he spoke to said there was no need to speak to any other candidate, as he was the perfect candidate for the job. How so? Said the recruiter. He replied that the software program was his design, his invention, and then proceeded to rattle off a 10-digit patent certificate number. The recruiter then forwarded the CV along with a copy of the patent certificate as a wow factor. The client sent back an email to say that he was on holiday but will be back in the office on Monday morning, and could they arrange for him to see the candidate at 11 o'clock. Did the candidate get the job? Most definitely. What better person to implement and train on the use of a software than the guy who invented the actual software program? Another one of our startups was looking for a residential care home manager. So they advertised the position online, which we will show you how to do for free, by the way. And they were inundated with potential candidates. They narrowed the search down by suitability and how close the candidate lived to the care home. They selected one candidate and asked her to redo her CV so that it mirrored the job, and to change her profile to show 1, why she believes she was suitable for the vacancy, 2, her track record or proven ability, and 3, what she can bring to the table as a wow factor. The candidate informed the recruiter that the only wow factor that she can think of is that she had recently been made redundant from her last job. In many respects, she was a victim of her own success. she had secured a lottery grant of £170,000 to add an extension to the care homes that she was working at. And they used the funds to completely refurbish the care home with marble flooring, ornate chandeliers, bifolding doors that opened up showing a beautiful view of the garden, new furniture throughout. As it was so attractive, people were transferring their family members to this new care home, so the revenue quadrupled. To cut a long story short, the owner sold his care home to a large organisation, and as they had their own care home manager, she lost out. But coming back to the aspect of the wow factor, what she put on her CV as a wow factor was that she knew exactly how to get hold of the grant funding for the care home's position that she was applying for. Do you think they would be interested in seeing her for an interview? I would say so. So once the candidate has amended their CV to especially include an irresistible wow factor, then you forward the CV to the client as follows. Hi Sarah, further to our telephone conversation, please find attached the CV of a candidate that I believe is a perfect match for your project manager vacancy. Feel free to contact me on my telephone number. Alternatively, I'll contact you in 2 days' time to see if you'd like to see this candidate for an interview. A word of caution here, sometimes you can fire off the CV and poodle off to make a cup of tea, and the phone starts ringing and you think, who could that be? And when you answer the phone, it's the client. You see, the issue is, even in today's current job climate, skilled candidates are very hard to come by and get snapped up quickly. So when a client sees a good candidate, they tend to act fast. When following up on the CV and contacting the client, you can again sidestep the receptionist by simply saying, hi, my name is, please can you put me through to Sarah Stevens, please? She is expecting my call as per your email. When you're through to her, you say, hi Sarah, it's Joe Davis from, give the name of your agency. As promised, I sent through to you a CV of Stan Hughes for your project manager vacancy. You would then highlight to the client the details of the candidate's profile, why he is suitable for the role, his track record of doing the job, and last but not least, his wow factor, what the candidate can bring to the business in the way of making money, saving money, or helping the company to operate more effectively and efficiently to make money or save money. Now, don't come up for air or test understanding. Simply just go through those 3 key points. Then you would say to the client, my candidate's available for interview Wednesday afternoon or Friday morning. When would you like to see him for an interview? You would, of course, need to double check your candidate's availability. Now, here's a $64,000 question. How do you know that the client is even interested in seeing your candidate for an interview? You're trying to lock the client down with a half Nelson move. But how do you know at this point in the conversation that he is even interested in seeing your candidate? Again, if you can just add your answer to the chat box on the page. Yes, that's correct. He has not stopped you from talking about your candidate. If he was not interested, he would stop you dead in your tracks. The fact he hasn't means that he is interested in seeing your candidate. And it is usually the candidate's wow factor that piques the client's interest. The client tells you Friday afternoon. The next step is to prepare the candidate for the interview. If possible, it's always best to meet the candidate before they go along for the interview, just to make sure that they are who they say they are. And you can double check their CV and right to work in the UK. As you're working from home and do not have an office location, it is good to suss out a local coffee shop or central hotel lobby with a warm, welcoming atmosphere and a place where you can conduct a discreet interview over a cup of coffee and a croissant. Today, even well-established agencies conduct interviews this way, as most candidates are conscious of going into or exiting the premises of a recruitment agency just in case they are seen doing so by a colleague or worse still their boss. In the full training program, we'll go through how to conduct an interview and what proof of IDs you need to check from the candidate. Once you have vetted the candidate, you can then arrange for them to meet the client. You know that the candidate is interested in going along for the interview because they have completely reformatted their CV. Client likes the candidate, usually because of the wow factor. Candidate likes the client. Client offers the candidate the job. Candidate accepts, and you celebrate with your first of many placements. You then invoice the client and you are paid a handsome fee, and you start the process all over again. Yes, it's simply a case of wash, rinse and repeat. This approach flat out works, and it can work for you too. Now, the vast majority of well-established high street agencies do not spend as much time on their candidate CVs. They adopt a spray and pray approach, sending hundreds of CVs and simply playing the numbers game, because they are targeted to make 3 to 4 placements per week due to their costly overheads. Your approach, though, is to cherry pick a strong potential candidate for the job and then get them to reformat their CV so that their CV mirrors the vacancy, making them a perfect fit for the position, which will inevitably lead to a higher success rate of interviews to placements, which in itself lead to more repeat business, generating more revenue, leading to a 6-figure annual income. Now we're going to look at how to make money with your agency. Now you might be thinking, oh Joe, all that sounds great, but I'm not confident to pick up the phone and start talking to a client at all. Well, that's perfectly fine. We have a second approach that 99% of our new startups opt for, which you'll be pleased to hear does not involve you initially talking to any clients. Many of our new startups lack the confidence to speak directly to employers. So we have perfected a simpler, however, just as effective method of making placements without the need to do any initial cold calling. The first step is to locate a vacancy using the methods outlined in the section How to Find a Vacancy. Then find a suitable candidate for this position. Again, you can locate tens of thousands of CVs from social media sites. And as mentioned previously, a number of search engines now have CV databases with thousands of CVs. Both Google and Yahoo will provide you access to CVs to choose from completely free of charge. Studies have shown that 82% of people currently working would change their job in a heartbeat if given the opportunity to do so. They are just waiting for you to call them and put a good opportunity their way. Once you've found a suitable candidate for a potential vacancy you have located, you will then need to contact the candidate to confirm that they are still looking for employment. If yes, then inform them that there is a company that is looking for, let's just say, a project manager, and I strongly believe that you would make an ideal candidate for this position. Would you be happy for me to forward your CV to the client on your behalf? You'll find very few, if any, candidates object to this proposal. As before, you need to send the candidate a registration form for them to complete, giving you permission to forward their CV to a prospective employer. A copy of the registration form is found in the development and business pack that we have on offer. When preparing a candidate's CV to forward to a client, as the individual has not seen the job vacancy, you would need to fully brief the candidate of the role, sending them an outline of the key matching criteria for the job, and then working along with the candidate to help them to tailor their CV so that it can, as much as possible, mirror the vacancy. In addition to this, as before, they will need to change the profile of their CV or cover letter to include why they believe they are suitable for the position, their track record of doing a similar role, and of course a wow factor, what they can bring to the table for the company. It's only at this stage that you contact the client, informing them of your reduced fee and checking to see if they are interested in seeing your candidate. You then arrange the interview, and if they are successful, you invoice the client and again get paid a handsome sum of money. Think this is hard to do? Think again, it is super easy. Now I've just shared with you a couple of my simple to implement but extremely effective approaches to getting jobs, sourcing candidates, making a placement and generating £4,000 to £6,000 per successful introduction. As previously stated, this information is not found anywhere on the internet or in books, and recruitment agencies will definitely not tell you this approach. However, those were just a couple examples of the dozens of different techniques that will be covered in your step-by-step online recruitment training program. Even more effective than the ones just demonstrated to you, all designed to help you to generate a six-figure income in your first year of trading. Now again, please don't think this is all going to be too much to handle, as our done-for-you business model has in-depth training videos, resource files, along with consultancy support to guide you every step of the way. And with this exact business model, we have helped our new startup to set up their recruitment agency and start earning a substantial income. But don't take my word for it. Here's what some of our clients have to say about this service.
Just over a year ago, my wife and I seen this advertisement, and we came to recruitmentstartup.net that were offering people the opportunity to open their own recruitment agency.
I set up my business in recruitment because I saw the potential in the market. You know, the business itself is a growing business. Money is there to be made in that field.
Hutch Recruitment was started approximately 2 years ago. It was done predominantly, initially it was all done with Joe Davis's help from Recruitment Startup.
I had been working in the city, and I had been working such long hours. I just really got tired of it, and I wanted to do something that gave me my own flexibility.
The reason why I came to Recruitment Startup was because I went through the market, I studied other companies, saw the service that they provide, and I found that Recruitment Startup's service and support was second to none.
Joe basically helped the owner of the company, Nico helped, to develop a tender, go through a tender process, go through setting up the contracts, etc. And Nico then built on from there.
Both my wife and I came, and I still remember the first meeting. Joe was very nice, very pleasant, and I think at that stage we were also still kind of unsure. Both my wife and I had never been in recruitment before.
Now this training wasn't like just training and then I start doing my business. It was I start doing my business from day one, but they would help me and provide the support for me in that 12 weeks.
Recruitment Startup gives all the support for my business.
Once the business was sort of up and running, obviously with Joe's intervention at all stages and levels of the business, I was brought in to manage and control the business.
From the very first meeting, from the initial meeting, Joe really relaxed us, and he explained to us in detail everything about how to start the business.
First, they gave me a website to run my business. They gave me all the business materials that I needed to run my business.
I started office in Manchester, and now expanded up to 7 staffs in my business.
I think one of the key things that helped us to establish the business was the training that we received. It was the support, especially for us not coming from a recruitment background, neither a sales background. One of the key things that we really found useful was that for each training that we met with Joe, he actually took us through step by step of the process of how to get clients. So we should actually come for the training, my wife and I, and Joe took us through the process of calling clients. This is how you speak to clients, and he did that continually. He also took us through the process of calling candidates. So I think that was really key for us in being able to become confident, to be able to start up in recruitment.
They got me the jobs. They showed me how to make placements for these jobs. I made those placements. Then it was my turn to get the jobs, but obviously it was hard, but they showed me how to get those jobs again.
When I stepped into the business, I got the first job from Recruitment Startup. They helped me, Recruitment Startup helped me to get first vacancies.
And after we made the first placement, it's like the doors opened. We made 5 placements, one after the other. And that was a total of £39,000 that we billed within the space of 6 weeks.
Hutch Recruitment has grown enormously in the last year, from a turnover of approximately just under £1 million. It's almost doubled to 2 million.
Now, the first thought for us was we just couldn't believe that. My wife and I were like, that was more than my salary, you know, after all the long hours working in the city. And all of a sudden, in the space of 6 weeks, to end up billing £39,000.
So they were there for me. So it wasn't that I started my business and then I was left alone. They were there all the time for me to help me get to where they said they would help me get to.
That structure is very well organized, and that structure makes me 100% perfect, because every month I know what I'm doing and my employees what they are doing, and how much I'm expecting the revenue from my employees, and my employees, they know what I'm expecting from them.
And again, Joe has been actively involved through every single process, right down to training of staff, assisting with client searching, assisting with the actual health and safeties and the laws and so on and so forth in setting up an office.
Just before Christmas, we made our first international placement. Joe has helped me to grow the business internationally. So my wife and I started off with clients here in London. Today, 1 year later, just over a year later, we've got clients out in the Caribbean, in Dubai, in Qatar, in Singapore, in Ireland.
I've got many contracts. That's big multinational clients. So I believe it's all because of the biggest support from recruitment startup to Tally Recruitment.
The structure that I've set my business, I only need to put in maybe 4 hours a day and meet the targets I've set myself. So I don't have to work 9 to 5 every day anymore. That's why now I'm getting more time to do other stuff, enjoy life more now.
The benefits to us has been incredible. I mean, obviously financially, we didn't think that we could earn amounts such as this. It hasn't even been, over the first period since we started, we've earned £62,000. And that's even before we've taken into account new placements that we've made. So financially, it's been incredible.
Even though I only just new to the business, my future plan is to expand my business very well, to expand my business around the world.
The other highlight for me has been being able to, with this flexibility, being able to work from different locations. And one of the placements that I actually made was while sitting on a beachfront, an internet cafe in Spain, getting news from a client, setting up an interview there, and actually placing a client from Spain. And even when I've been in negotiations with the client, it's always been so reassuring to be able to call Joe and say to him, listen, you know, I'm faced with this issue. And Joe has always been able to give me advice as to what to do and point out things.
And also I'm trying to attract business in Asia. So even though I'm based in Manchester, the business I can run everywhere.
And last year, July, I actually took 3 months off. After making the first 6 placements, I took 3 months off to actually just relax and go on a holiday.
I would recommend Recruitment Startup to my friends and family because, as I've said, I've experienced this service that they provide, and it wasn't something that they promised me and didn't deliver to me. Whatever they promised, I'd say they over-delivered rather than delivering. So yes, I would tell my friends, whoever's looking into go into the recruitment field, to come and see Recruitment Startup or take their support and service, which is second to none, as I said.
I would if I was starting it myself, I would definitely go to someone like Joe Davis. It's a complete all-in-one package, whereby you can rest assured that when you go in, you're going to be successful, because Joe will give you all the necessary keys to be able to make a business successful, and it's entirely up to you from there.
And I don't have enough words to thank recruitmentstartup.net. And I'd just like to encourage anyone, you know, if you're listening to this, both my wife and I, we started out with no experience in recruitment. We had our doubts, but we can see now how our lives have just changed completely, and how the business is so effective, and how much we've learned thanks to recruitmentstartup.net.
You've got to admit that those testimonials were very impressive. Our new startups here did not have any experience to start with, but they just took action and followed the training program. Now it's decision time. I appreciate that I've provided you with a wealth of information, but now that we have gone through the training, you basically have 2 options. Option number 1. You can take this information and work independently and try and go it alone. All you'll need to do is to locate and purchase the tools to get started. I must admit, unless you know where to immediately lay your hands on these items, it can take time to locate all the tools along with the full legal contracts and get started correctly. The words needle and haystacks come to mind. That being said, with this option, if you've got a background in recruitment, then once you've sourced all the tools, all you'll need to do is to apply the training that I've just covered and you're good to go. Or the second option, and this is what the vast majority of our customers who've attended our workshop presentation choose, and it is simply called the Done For You Recruitment Startup Model. And that is what it's called, Done For You Recruitment Startup Model. Some have even referred to it as the ultimate shortcut to making money. The second option is just to let me and my team do the work for you. Seriously, we can do it all for you. And the really great news is we have already done it. Everything is in place. So you don't have to start from scratch in setting up your home-based recruitment agency. You don't have to reinvent the wheel and rack your brains as to how to build a website and write all 5 pages. Source your own e-recruitment tools such as job boards, social media platforms, CV database, and applicant tracking system. Contact a solicitor to have your terms of business and legal contracts drawn up. We have everything in place for you to just plug and play. The program has been designed for you to go at your own pace. Of course, the quicker you implement the program, the faster you make money. Nevertheless, you decide how much time you want to devote to your business. Now we're going to consider products and services. As part of the Done For You business program, for the few that invest in this program today, we'll provide you with 10 unique products and services that will help you to quickly, easily and efficiently set up your agency that will enable you to earn more money than you could ever think possible. Number 1, Recruitment Startup Home Study Program. Our complete recruiter training package on how to start a recruitment agency provides you with 100% of what you need to start your business correctly and teach you the full concept of running a successful recruitment agency from A to Z. This is a step-by-step program on managing each step of the recruitment process, from finding job orders and candidates to coordinating job interviews and, of course, making placements. These videos and online training modules sent to you once a fortnight are packed with modern business development techniques and strategies for achieving success with your home-based recruitment agency. Number 2, Online Consultancy Support Service. The Online Consultancy Support Service brings together a host of useful information and publications, both specialist resources created by RSU Services and a number of our business specialists. This is your surefire road to success, as there is almost no limit to the amount of advice that can be requested and given. Whether it's marketing know-how, legal advice in setting up your agency, or a specific question related to your industry. The online support service gives you the opportunity to view frequently asked questions from other entrepreneurs like yourself, who may have had a query along the way to achieving their success. The good news is that there are plenty of resources, support and advice to help make your dream a reality. You'll also learn about the latest essential strategies to grow your recruitment business online. We'll be covering the methods on how you can take advantage of the new online generation by leveraging search engines, social media and online communities. 3. Business development and sales documents. Our complete recruitment business development module contains all the marketing and business development documents you require to start your recruitment agency, the legal agreements plus employment contracts. One of the first things you need to determine when you're starting out is what laws apply to your new business. As a small business owner, you'll know that being legally compliant relies on being aware of rules and regulations. We'll provide you with information to help you understand the legal requirements that you must comply with, such as licenses and registrations, contracts and policies. 4. Recruitment Startup Training Program. we'll provide you with a step-by-step DVD program on all the skills and knowledge required to run a recruitment business. Outlined here just a sample of some of the subjects that will be covered on the program. In these information-packed DVDs, you're literally getting my entire recruitment startup business model delivered to your home. You'll be shown how to set up and use these individual components to create your very own home-based recruitment agency, and then implement the training with our step-by-step business development program to start making incredible sums of money online in a very short period of time. It's really that simple. I've left nothing out of this startup program. I want you to follow in the footsteps of all our successful startups and begin realizing your dream of making money online so that you can live a life of total freedom just as they are doing. And the great thing is, you'll be able to return to this information again and again when setting up your own recruitment agency. And that's a huge advantage of my online home study program. This means that you can set up your home-based recruitment agency in your own time and from any location. So whether you sit down to implement the methods at 9 a.m. on a Sunday morning or 10 p.m. on a Wednesday night, I'll always be there to help you. 5. Management database software. Now this is designed to match candidates to client requirements and complement the work practice needed to operate efficiently. This little beauty also allows you to manage the full recruitment process to include managing clients for your recruitment agency, both suppliers and other contractors, in addition to providing CRM functions for your business. Manage database of all the candidates who have contacted you. You can send emails according to customizable templates. Search data using formal criteria and keywords. Search for suitable candidates and vacancies. You can then quickly forward CVs to clients and jobs to candidates. This literally cuts your workload down in half, as it does all the heavy lifting for you. 6. Terms and conditions of business. When dealing with clients, the value of having a set of terms and conditions of business in place should not be underestimated. In businesses where every transaction is subject to the same terms and conditions, they ensure that the customers are fully aware of their rights and obligations from the outset. A recruitment agency can use terms of conditions to regulate its relationships with the end client, i.e. the business which has a vacancy and which is seeking the assistance of a recruitment agency in filling the vacancy. Number 7, digital marketing plan. Your digital marketing plan has been put together to give you a meticulous guide to implement a digital marketing strategy that will effectively drive potential candidates to your recruitment agency. With the recent emergence of social media and advancement of mobile technology, an ever-increasing number of people are communicating through social networking sites. Finding suitable candidates these days is literally just a click away. Alongside the more traditional routes of recruitment, i.e. database searches and online advertising, we will show you how to proactively embrace and integrate social media activities in your day-to-day recruitment processes. Through a coordinated social networking strategy designed to drive human traffic to your website through SEO, blogging, Facebook, Twitter and LinkedIn. You'll also receive in our Done For You program 40 sales and marketing letters, plus complete set of recruiting and staffing fee agreements. And to be perfectly honest with you, this information is priceless. It's taken me over 30 years to compile and refine these letters that are marketing tools that has been designed to get your candidate CV in front of prospective clients. Yes, it's priceless. Number 8, accountancy software. This bookkeeping software program was designed from the outset as an accounting system for the non-accountant. It presents everything for you in the simplest terms. You don't need to spend hours learning how to use the software. The program will show you all the key figures as soon as you log in. When you need to access more advanced features and reports, you can always get the job done with a minimum of clicks. The unique bank tagging feature allows you to plough through months of bookkeeping faster than any traditional accounting system. No one goes into business to spend hours learning how to use accountancy software. With this product, you can get more done in less time. 9. Company Formation Service. Our company information package will show you how to register your business, giving you the full trading ability along with all the official documents you will need to start trading here in the UK. We'll also show you how to fill out all the necessary paperwork to register your company and submit the application to Companies House, completing the whole process within a day or two. You'll also be provided with Certificate of Incorporation, Memorandum and Articles of Association sent by email in PDF format. Of course, there's nothing in stopping you from starting as a sole trader. In fact, there are a number of financial benefits in starting in this way, which will be covered in the financial section of the Recruitment Startup Training Programme. Finally, number 10, Recruitment Consultancy Business Plan. Market growth is forecast at 14.52% over the next 3 years for traditional and online recruitment businesses. A complete thought-out business plan is one of the most valuable tools in helping you reach your long-term goals. It gives your business direction, defines your objectives, maps out strategies to achieve your goals, and helps you to manage possible bumps in the road. The business plan has been noted by successful entrepreneurs as the single most important aspect of the success of their business. This element will serve as the guide for a business. Without having directions, goals, and a detailed plan on how to go in the right direction and achieve those goals, it's quite likely that the business will fail. By having an effective business plan, you'll be able to know exactly what it is that you need to do in order to get where you want your business to go in the fastest time possible. So what price would you put on this very unique business opportunity, where you are one of a very few people that are ahead of the curve with a chance to make a substantial income? So what's it worth to you to finally have the chance to gain real financial freedom with your very own recruitment business? I would encourage you to look at paying for this program not as a cost, more of an investment. It's an investment in you, your family, and your future. And it is one that you can guarantee will deliver a huge return on investment. And again, you don't need to have any experience whatsoever. This is what happened to Suleiman. He was able to generate over £100,000 in his first year and over £500,000 in year 2. Here's what he had to say about his experience.
I've been in the IT industry for about 9 years and used a lot of recruitment agencies before for my teams, building teams, and the amount of CVs and the quality of work I used to get wasn't good enough. So I thought I'd be able to add my IT expertise and add value to clients. This is why I set up Recruitment Agency, to add value. So when I started Recruitment Agency, I had no idea about how it's going to be like. So I came to Joe Davis from RSU Services, and the guidance he provided was immense, and holding my hand really, step-by-step process. So that was really helpful. Last year we turned over £100,000 working part-time, and this year's last 5 months we generated £227,000. Yeah, that's been going good. So this year we lined up for, if we don't even make a single placement from today, we're still lined up for £560,000 this year. The exit strategy for the business is 5 years. If I'm able to scale the business to 20 million valuation, that'll be ideal. That'll be fantastic. I would recommend the RSU Services training program to anybody who wants to take up the challenge. It's not easy, but if you stick to the guidance and support, you'll be alright.
Well, initially we set up the company and we were just really are the type of people that just wanted to keep asking lots of questions. So somebody like Joe has been great for us, because at the beginning we were literally on the phone probably every day, and Joe would have a combination of things that he'd help us with. He'd give us information, he'd give us training, he would point us in the right direction for ideas that we might have. Try speaking to this person, have a look at this, here's a script for new business, how to bring in new clients. Because when you're brand new, sort of get your phone set up, you've got your laptop, where do you go? Nobody knows you're there, so you have to create business. And Joe taught us all of that and really made us feel confident that we could do it as well, which I think is the main thing. So yeah, he really helped us come over the sort of knowledge problems that we were beginning to realise as we went along. And then he also helped us streamline our business. At first we thought we can recruit anything and for everybody, and he guided us through that so that we became specialists, which is what we are now, IT sales specialists, particularly for the IT channel. So that worked really well for us. So Joe's knowledge really helped us, and that was one of our biggest challenges at the beginning. I would definitely recommend Joe. Joe's not only as a company been there for us, there's always someone on the end of the phone, but Joe himself, I've got his mobile, I ring Joe whenever I need. I ring him in the evenings, in the morning, at the weekend if I even needed to. I could have rang him, not that I try not to obviously, but he would always get back to me, always, even if it was just with an email or a message from one of his team saying he's in a meeting, he'll call you back later. Always got great support and help from Joe. Never felt that I'd rang and been in the way. Always makes you feel like you're very important, and he's there to help. Always got help at hand. So I think definitely recommend them as a company, and have been really, really strong resource for us. We're very pleased we work with Joe.
Now again, these results are not typical of all our members, but they all literally started from scratch with no experience whatsoever. But it highlights how quickly this investment can pay for itself. Just before we get to the investment for those wanting to join the Done For You program, can I ask, have you benefited from what's been covered in this program? If you can just add yes or no in the chat box, and that would be great. Okay, that's excellent. Do you believe now you have a better understanding of how recruitment agencies make their money? Would you like me and my team to start working with you so that you can be up and running and start earning serious money within a few short weeks? In fact, would you like me to set up your business for you so that you can quickly make your first placement? Well, pay close attention. Well, for all the products and services outlined here that we usually sell for £14,995, as a quick recap, recruitment startup, home study program, consultancy support service, business development, sales documents, recruitment and startup training DVD program, management database software, terms and conditions of business, digital marketing plan, accountancy software, company formation service, recruitment consultancy, business plan, and much, much more. However, for all the products and services outlined here, the full business model with full consultancy support from me and my team, if you invest today, you can have the full works, everything, for a low-cost one-off investment fee of, wait for it, just £2,995 plus VAT. Yes, you heard right. For just £2,995, and you can even pay by 3 monthly instalments of £998 plus VAT. So for less than £1,000, you're in business, and you get immediate access to your recruitment startup program, plus have the full recruitment business pack immediately sent out to you. Or if you prefer to take care of your investment all at once, you can save an extra £1,000 when you make just one low investment of £1,995 plus VAT. Now you've got to admit that is one incredible offer. But I must again forewarn you, there are limited places available, as I can only personally work with a limited number of people at any one time. And once those places are gone, they have gone. So to avoid disappointment, I would strongly recommend you sign up right now in the form below before you get squeezed out. If you're ready to get started, go ahead, click on the button just below this video to join the program. After confirming your details on the following page, you will be able to access the full training program. Plus, we will immediately send out to you your recruitment business pack, DVDs and full training program. From then on in, you'll spend the rest of your life changing people's lives while you create the lifestyle you deserve. For those who have signed up, congratulations and welcome on board. I'll be contacting you within a day or two to go through your first coaching call covering how to make a placement in 30 days or less, how to access grants of tens of thousands of pounds for your agency, and the top 5 industries where clients are desperate for staff. Please rest assured, on this recruitment startup program, it is physically impossible for you to lose. Here's why. Our Done For You Advanced Recruitment Agency Startup program will take from you the heavy lifting, so to speak, and show you the exact steps required in getting your agency making money within a few short weeks. In your resource file, there is a frequently asked questions section in your program, where we have answers to hundreds of questions in connection with setting up your recruitment agency. Plus, we will upload all the questions asked by fellow entrepreneurs. This will again be an invaluable tool to help you overcome any obstacles along the way. You have nothing to fear, as we have laid out everything for you step by step. The whole plan has been designed so that you can achieve rapid implementation. Frequently asked questions will be continuously added to our resource file for you to review at your convenience. As a new business owner, when you're entering to a new field, so often you don't know what you don't know. So when you listen to the questions posed by other business owners, there is a tremendous value in learning not only from the questions you have submitted, but the other questions covered in the training session. You'll also receive bi-weekly coaching updates, where you can put any questions through to me to answer. You can also contact me and my team at any time with any pressing questions you may have. It is like your emergency hotline. When you have any issues, just contact us. There is also a comprehensive library that is added to on a weekly basis, covering any hot topics. So to recap once again, for all the products and services outlined here, the full business model with full consultancy support from me and my team, if you invest today, you can have the full works, everything, for a low-cost one-off investment fee of just £2,995 plus VAT. Yes, that's correct, £2,995, and you can even pay by 3 monthly payments of £998 plus VAT. So for less than £1,000, you're in business, and you get immediate access to your recruitment startup program, plus have the full recruitment business pack immediately sent out to you. Or if you prefer to take care of your investment all at once, you can save an extra £1,000 when you make just one low-cost investment of £1,995 plus VAT. Now you've got to admit, that is one incredible offer. So if you haven't done so already, then go ahead, click on the button just below this video to join the program. After confirming your details on the following page, you'll be able to get access to the full training program. Plus, we will immediately send out to you your recruitment business pack, DVDs and full training program. I've put together this recruitment startup business program with one intention in mind, and that is to give you the right information at exactly the right time, in exactly the right sequence, so that you can be up and running with your business, making money in no time at all. When you start your program, you'll see that it has been intentionally structured and streamlined in an easy to follow format. So that's been designed to make sure you experience results beginning with your very first training module. What I'm about to share with you has given ordinary people the opportunity to achieve extraordinary life-changing results, where for the very first time ever, because of the internet, the odds are heavily weighed in favour of, please pardon the expression, the little guy working from home, as opposed to large recruitment corporations, or what some are calling today the future dinosaurs of the high street. So if you've been struggling to find a way to create a dream lifestyle and move away from the stresses of living paycheck to paycheck, if you're keen on figuring out a way of how to start a home-based business, but not sure where or how to begin, If starting your own business is something that you've always wanted to do, but lack the courage and conviction to take the first step on your own. And finally, if you have a strong desire to have your very own home-based recruitment agency, but have never been able to put together the tens of thousands of pounds of the initial upfront investment fee that is usually associated with starting a recruitment business, then this is the solution you've been waiting for. Your Recruitment Startup Training Program will enable you to create a lifestyle and a level of happiness that most people can only dream about, as you will receive ongoing business advice, training, resources and coaching to help you to fulfill your dream. Now you may be asking, yeah, Joe, that's great, but are there any guarantees with this offer? Well, even though what we are offering is truly unique, so much so that recruitment agencies keep this information under lock and key, seriously. So just as a final recap on why you should start your own recruitment business today. Firstly, benefits of entrepreneurship are huge. You have greater job security. Only a generation or two ago, going into business for yourself was considered risky, and the safest route was to get a good job in a large firm, perhaps a bank, retail, or working for the local council. Now, working for a traditional organisation has become the risky option. Working for yourself is now the new job security. If you're working for someone else, you're trading time for money and not building any real equity for yourself. As the owner of your own recruitment agency, you immediately become the master of your own destiny. Real freedom. People love the benefits of working for themselves and enjoy the freedom they gain from designing their own prosperity. You get to choose when you work, how you work, and with whom you work. Best of all, you don't have to make the agonizing choice between time for the family and time for business. Flexibility. It doesn't matter where in the world you live. Entrepreneurship is an equal opportunity employer. Email, low-cost internet access, and a new generation of web tools makes it possible to run a fully competitive recruitment agency from a home desktop. Running a home-based business over the internet means that you can expand your business to anywhere in the world. Wow. Make more money. There is a far greater opportunity to make money by building your own business than by working for someone else's. To quote Paul Getty, one of the richest men of all times, he said, "You can never get rich by working for someone else." How true. When you're in business for yourself, you write your own history. You write your own success story. You write your own legacy. And most important, you write your own paycheck. Being in business for yourself gives you the opportunity to work your heart out for something you love and keep 100% of the profit. Doing good. Whilst this isn't exclusive to entrepreneurs, it is definitely a bonus. You control where your company profits go, and if you choose, you can allocate your financial gains to other good causes. You can sponsor a charity, a non-profit organisation, or just personally give back to the community. This is quite honestly one of the best parts of being an entrepreneur. There's no need to work for other people when it's so simple to set up your own home-based recruitment business and to tap into the enormous money-making potential of the internet. And in this Recruitment Startup Home Study Program, I'm going to be showing you exactly how to do it so that you transform your life just as I've helped hundreds of my new startups to do so. And believe me when I say this program has everything you need to make it happen. During the ongoing training program, I will also be having weekly conference calls handling the most frequently asked questions for you to listen in on. This will be one of the most rapid fire learning environments that you will ever experience, all designed to propel your business to generate serious income within a few short weeks. These are deep level calls where you can book a time for me to get on the phone with you, and I will have a one-to-one coaching session to answer any questions or concerns you may have. You'll get your questions answered, and you'll also get a chance to hear answers to questions raised by other business owners. And frankly, this is where you get more than your money's worth from me by tapping into my 30 years experience of the recruitment industry. Live, unscripted, answering everything from newbies to experienced recruitment consultants. We are 100% confident that before this presentation closes in the next few minutes, we would have reached our targets of new startups. Now, although I cannot say at this stage how many places are still available, if any at all, you will know that you have missed the boat, as once we have hit our target, our payment gateway has been programmed not to process any more payments. Remember, this is all about baby steps, taking that first action and building on that action and gradually improving and creating a lifestyle you deserve. And now, if you are ready to have that kind of success, then your next step is to fill your card details below right now. Click the order button below and get registered for the Recruitment Agency Revolution. Everything I've ever known and taught about making money in the recruitment industry, and I mean everything, is right here in your recruitment program. All you need to do is to read it and then implement the program. Here's a taste of some of the results you can expect from working with me and my team. You will generate immediate revenue and profitability. You learn how to present your offer to provide candidates at a 50% discount off high street agencies. You'll get to grips with your marketing message to attract more candidates and learn how to convert them into placements. You'll discover the best industries to focus your efforts within your business to maximize your revenue and profitability. You'll get to grips with managing your time and keeping all the plates spinning by learning where to focus and how to prioritize your efforts. You'll build your business in a way that supports your lifestyle you desire. Many people start their own business because they want to change their lifestyle and have more free time and more control over what they do, only to find that their new business takes over their life completely and they end up becoming a slave to their business. You learn how to build and grow your business in a way that supports your lifestyle that you want to create, so that you can run your business and not having it the other way round. And once you've got this program in your hands, there's absolutely no reason why you can't precisely do what our new startups have done here. Chris Padiachi generated £39,000 in 6 weeks. Suleiman Mohammed made £100,000 in his first year and £500,000 in year 2. Peter Bridle's company made £1 million in his first year and £2 million in year 2. Just to name a few. The truth is, clients are desperate to save on their recruitment costs so that they can keep their business afloat. The access to millions of candidates through using social media network is readily available and growing every day. And all you need to do is plug into the system and make money. This business model is working for my company and hundreds of our new startups. Let us hear from a few more of our clients.
I started my recruitment consultancy because it allowed me to have full flexibility, managing my time, working from home, and very, very convenient. I chose RSU Services because Joe provided a personal service to starting the business. He provided me with a website, the tools, all the contracts that I needed to have the business in place. He provided one-to-one support. He's available on the phone when you need him and to help you get through the jobs and assist with getting the candidate for the jobs. RSU gave me the professional look that I needed to have to compete in the market. I have a very professional looking website. I have my own assigned email address, which sort of like helps in the credibility, and it didn't make me look as unexperienced as I might have been. RSU helped me get the vacancies very, very quickly, showed me the strategy to use, how to call the client to ask for permission to put forward the candidate. He also showed me the tools or the database that I needed to get the ideal candidate to match the client's preference. Okay. The challenge I had to overcome was lack of experience within the recruitment industry. I have a sales background, but Joe gave me the support that I needed to fulfill the end bit of actually performing the sales calls and actually speaking to the candidates. So that was my only hurdle that I had to overcome, and Joe swiftly gave me the experience like I've been in recruitment industry for many years. The financial benefit that I've had is that Joe showed me how to make a placement very quickly and efficiently within 30 days. So for me, I could already plan how I was to obtain that money and how it would financially benefit me, because there was a clear goal and strategy to follow. I would highly recommend RSU services for many reasons. One being that you have Joe's personal support along the way, whether it's 7 o'clock in the night, he picks up the phone. Secondly, he gives you that professional image that you might find hard to obtain on your own. Thirdly, in that you can plan and he's always going to be there, so you're not in business by yourself. You've got someone who has 30 years industry sort of like working with you to achieve your goals.
I started a recruitment agency because I'm a management and careers professional, and I've spent 30 years working with adults and young people, progressing them ultimately into education, employment and training. I managed a staff of 60 people. They accurately managed to place people working with businesses into the right roles, and we were quite successful in that. However, what we were hearing from businesses, but also from our young people and candidates, was that this wasn't generally happening across the board. So for me, I wanted to take a fresh approach to recruitment, using career assessments to match the perfect candidates to the perfect job role. I chose RSU because I went to Olympia last year to the Business Startup Show, and I come across RSU, the stall, and actually thought one thing that's probably held me up is having time to move this forward, because when I took voluntary redundancy, and I actually needed the time to concentrate on the work. But what RSU gave me was an opportunity to give me a startup package that I could almost start up straight away and start moving the recruitment agency forward. We were given a package to start with, and we had policies, procedures, website, and training and support. I thought the most valuable part of that was having a mentor. We had Joe Davis, who actually helped us from start to finish to make sense of what we were doing. But also, if we had any questions, then Joe, whether he could answer them immediately or come back to us, always came back to us. It was a really good experience.
The reason I decided to get into the recruitment industry was primarily the business model, and I knew a lot of existing colleagues that were very successful in the industry. The reason I chose RSU Services to start a recruitment agency was because they seemed like a well-drilled professional organisation with a wealth of knowledge. RSU have really helped me drive forward with my recruitment projects, primarily because they've helped me understand the full process from start to finish. The main challenge I've had in starting up my recruitment business is basically the lack of knowledge, and RSU really helped me overcome those challenges. After starting working with RSU, I made my first placement within 6 weeks, which has helped me financially to move my recruitment project forward. I would definitely recommend RSU Services to anyone looking to get into the recruitment company, because they help you springboard your recruitment startup, and they will definitely take you to the next level.
So my partner and I, we'd always wanted to do our own business, having grown up in the corporate world, and recruitment was something that we'd looked at amongst other opportunities. And we felt that it gave us everything we needed from our network, from our experience, and also what it could give to us financially and build a business and scale it up. So it ticked every box that we needed. So why RSU? We'd looked at, once we decided to go into recruitment, we decided to do some due diligence and have a look around a number of organisations. And we'd been to the ones through internet, etc. And then my partner Rachel actually found them at a startup show. And having met Joe and gone through what his proposal was, his proposition, it kind of ticked all the boxes. So, and I think the key reason we chose them was because of Joe. It wasn't just a company, there was a face and a person to the name, and was very, very amenable. So I think Joe, outside of just the boxes, felt right for us as well.
Well, initially we set up the company and we just really are the type of people that just wanted to keep asking lots of questions. So somebody like Joe has been great for us, because at the beginning we were literally on the phone probably every day, and Joe would have a combination of things that he'd help us with. He'd give us information, he'd give us training, he would point us in the right direction for ideas that we might have. Try speaking to this person, have a look at this, here's a script for new business, how do you bring in, new clients? Because when you're brand new, sort of get your phone set up, you've got your laptop, where do you go? Nobody knows you're there, so you have to create business. And Joe taught us all of that and really made us feel confident that we could do it as well, which I think is the main thing. So yeah, he really helped us come over the sort of knowledge problems that we were beginning to realise as we went along. And then he also helped us streamline our business in that at first we thought we can recruit anything and for everybody, and he guided us through that so that we became specialists, which is what we are now, IT sales specialists, particularly for the IT channel. So that worked really well for us. So Joe's knowledge really helped us, and that was one of our biggest challenges at the beginning.
I chose to start a recruitment agency because I wanted to be financially independent, because I had worked for 32 years with the oil and gas company, which was a full-time employment. I barely had time with my family, and I needed something that I could generate my own income and then have more time with my family. RSU Services has actually helped me to make the company start up and running in many ways. The training workshop, was very, very revealing, and then of course the package materials, the DVD, the guidelines, in fact the recruitment manual, all these were part of the package that I got from them. In fact, it contained templates and step-by-step, guides how to run the recruitment business. The main icebreaker, I would call it, was the one-to-one, which I had with Joe. It was actually the walking the talk of the recruitment business by just taking you, as an individual, one-to-one, how to source the job vacancies and how to look for the CVs of the candidates and make the telephone calls, and in fact connect both the clients and the candidates. All these were just very helpful, and then that actually helped me to have that confidence to start it off. Well, my financial future has been secure in the sense that I'm not even in this business alone. My daughter has been with me. Yeah, so you see, I've brought the family in, and then I think bringing my daughter in is the kind of securing the future financially. And also it has also, as I said, opened my understanding that there is a viable alternative to get financial independence. And I also would take this placement abroad, because I've worked all my life abroad, and have a network there, and that really is some area that I will need to exploit in the future, which will boost my financials.
It's been some time ago, beginning of March, I've seen the advert of the company. I thought it's a good idea for me to give a call and make an appointment. I've been on the first meeting, and I heard the speech of Joe Davis. But before Joe Davis finished his speech, I already had in my mind whether I wanted to proceed with the business or not. I said, well, this is not only opportunity, it's something good for me I can do, because it was a big problem with my job, and I said, well, it's the time. With the help of Joe Davis, I'm there so far, and he promised anything I need in future to give him a call, and he will help me.
Well, we chose to start a recruitment agency because we've both worked in recruitment and it's something we have knowledge in. So we just thought, rather than start in a field that's completely new to us, we'd stick with something we know. And also, we know that recruitment is financially rewarding. So we just thought, yeah, it'd be good for us. I think it was the reputation. They had a very good reputation. The team is very experienced within the recruitment industry. We obviously had gone to uni and then worked briefly in recruitment and decided this is what we wanted to do. But Joe and his team, they're very knowledgeable and they just offer a lot of support. A lot of from start-up to running your business and getting everything on the way, it seemed like they had the knowledge to help us get to where we wanted to get to. RSU Services, well, they've helped us from the beginning to the end with setting up the company, to helping us design our website. They've been supportive in terms of what it is we need to be doing on a daily basis, so ringing up potential clients, even the information that we need to send over to potential clients. They've helped us design that as well. They've also given us lots of material that we read on a daily basis, so we know exactly what it is we should be doing, and where we're not doing it, they're there giving us an extra push, phone calls to make sure we're working as hard as we're supposed to be, and they're just generally there throughout your time as a new business till you become established. I recommend RSU Services for anyone who's already started a recruitment agency, or someone that wants to start a new recruitment agency, simply because they're just there to support you from the beginning of your venture till when you're established and you feel you know everything you need to know. But if you ever need anything from them, they're just there. So we'd definitely recommend them if you want to have a successful business.
None of these testimonials are typical because no two people are the same. But if you decide to pass up this investment, your life won't be any better than what it is today. Now it's the right time to step up and join hundreds of recruitment entrepreneurs who are making serious monthly income with their agency. There's never been a better time, but you have to act now. Shortly, registration will close for good. Now is the time to act. Enroll in the Recruitment Startup Program and bring the awesome success of running your home-based recruitment agency into your life. And finally, my team will always be there to show you how to target red-hot, hugely profitable industries that are desperately looking for top candidates. I'll always be there to show you how to automate the various elements of the recruitment process online, so that it pulls in quality candidates to place into jobs on autopilot. I'll always be there on hand to show you how to write powerful and persuasive sales and marketing emails that will make your clients eager to see your high salary candidates, allowing you to earn some high fee placements. I'll always be there to show you how to utilize social media to drive hordes of candidates towards your job vacancies day after day, week after week. I could go on, but I think you catch my drift. Hopefully by now you would have been convinced that there is absolutely no reason for you not to change your lifestyle today. In life, it's very rare that ordinary people get a chance to fulfill their dreams. But who wants to be ordinary? So enroll below and choose to be extraordinary. Once again, you don't need to have any inherent gift or specific skills. However, just to take action right now. The only ingredients that you need to add to be successful are your time and commitment. If you give your recruitment business sufficient time and commitment, you'll achieve 3 things that really go together. You'll have fun, you'll benefit others, and you'll make a substantial income. For those who have joined, congratulations, you are now the proud owner of your very own recruitment agency. My team will post out your recruitment business pack today, and I'll contact you shortly to go through the next stages. Once again, thank you for viewing this presentation. To claim your 5 amazing free bonuses, just add your contact details on the chat box and we will forward the bonuses to you straight away. If you have any questions about getting started, then please feel free to contact me directly on the number outlined here. In conclusion, rarely in life do ordinary, hard-working people get this sort of business opportunity. But who wants to be ordinary? However, you must take action now if you want to get started. As the saying goes, the only difference between success and failure is the ability to take action. So if you haven't taken action, then what are you waiting for? And just before I sign off, I would like to make one final special offer to you. If you choose to sign up and make an investment today, I'll provide you with one-to-one personal coaching, showing you the exact steps on how to 10x your investment in a few short weeks. Now, for obvious reasons, there are limited places available for this offer. And once these places have gone, then they have gone. So click on the link below, add your card details, and my team will contact you to book you in for your first training session. I look forward to hearing from you.